Nicole Cloud. This 44-year-old millionaire was probably not known to most of us before joining the second season of the hit reality show Married to Medicine. We all learned that she was a super savvy business mogul, designer, devoted wife, and mother. But as the show went on, we began to see cracks in the armor.
You tell me that.
Listen, I told you.
They gonna have to do some ass rejuvenation because I'm gonna put my foot in it if she don't get back the hell up.
Growing fights with castmates,
Bitch!
discrepancies about having a baby,
I'm happy with the 2 kids we got. I'm not trying to be in my 60s sending people off to college.
and allegations of cheating. And most recently, the shot heard around the world, the phone call.
Tell the stupid, slutty, you're not gonna call her anymore. Tell her. Tell the slut.
Join me as we talk candidly to Lisa Nicole Cloud. As she shows throughout it all, she's still standing.
Hey everybody, I am of course your host Kia Robinson, and boy do I have an amazing show for you today. I'm so super excited. We have a guest that many of you know from Married to Medicine. She is more than Married to Medicine. She is the incredible and very, very busy Lisa Nicole Cloud. Lisa, hey girl.
Hey girl, how are you?
I'm so happy that you're finally here. How do you do everything that you do?
If you love what you do, it just really doesn't feel like work. But when you finally get tired, I just was telling the team when we were driving up, I was like, I think I need a little power nap after this. Just a little cat nap.
So you do get sleepy, but you work, and then
I
basically
rest
you
when
fall
my
out.
body is ready to rest, and then I get back up, and I'm ready to go again. I love what I do.
Well, that's amazing. So let's talk about what you do. You are a direct sales expert. You are an author. You're a CEO. You are a clothing designer. You're a boutique owner. You are a reality show superstar.
I'm a mother.
You're a mother. That's what I was going to
wife.
say. How do you do this like work-life balance thing? How do you balance all that?
You know what? Everybody tries to come up with the formula for balance. And
Right.
what I tell people all the time is, it's not always possible to be 100% in
I agree.
balance all the time. You know, you keep the balls in the air the best you can, and if something falls, then you pick it up and you regroup. But I do keep my priorities straight, and my priorities straight means that it's God first, then it's my family, and then it's everything else. It's my career and everything else. But first is God and first is family. So I'm very disciplined about every evening having dinner around the table with my
that's
children, talking about what their day was like, talking to my husband about what his day was like. I mean, he's quite demanding. He comes home, what's for dinner? You know, it can be 10 o'clock at night. But
So you still cook?
I do. I love cooking.
Can you cook?
I'm a foodie, yeah.
I mean, you're from Baltimore. It's
I'm
not
from
like you're
Baltimore, and my
not like
family's
you're from the South.
islands.
Oh, like where? Where in the islands?
St. Thomas, Virgin Island.
How often do you cook though?
Girl. At least 4 times a week.
Really? That's like 3 times more than I
And
cook.
I don't do the frozen meal thing. I mean, this week I did blackened tilapia, I did spaghetti, I did green pepper steak, and
So you
now
did
I'm
all
here.
that. You were, oh wow. Like I have like 2 gigs and I can't even do that. Like I'm completely wiped out.
Early on in my career, I was a workaholic. And if anybody followed the show, last year I really wanted to slow down and have a baby. Because what happened is I was running and gunning so hard in my businesses and in my career, I looked up and my babies were no longer babies.
I saw
And
that show where you talked about
yeah.
that. I completely understand. Do you still want to have a baby?
I do. I do.
Well, as somebody about your same age, I get it. I get it.
do.
When your babies get to a certain age and they're not those little babies and you've done so much, you do realize like, I miss that baby stage.
It wasn't that I missed it because I took my kids everywhere I went. I mean, they traveled with me, but I wasn't always in the moment. Like some women have had the privilege of being in the moment. They can remember all the bottle feedings and the diaper changes and the nighttime baths. I didn't do a lot of that. I had help that helped me do those things. So then you look up and your babies are no longer babies and you realize, wow, I missed out on some things that I really, really wanted to really experience again. And so I made a decision that I wanted to have another child. Now, the challenge is that I do have a medical condition which puts me at a very high risk for
Right.
blood clots. So if I probably won't birth it myself because it's
That's
just
smart.
too risky. But I may adopt. That's probably what I'm leaning towards is adopting.
Well, let's talk about this show a little bit. I know with reality TV, it can be messy. It can be drama filled.
Can be is.
Okay. I was trying to be nice.
Let's keep it real.
I was trying to be nice. You know, okay, since we're keeping it real.
Right.
It can be that. But at the same time, it can also promote your brand. It can promote what you're doing. So I think you got a chance to do that, right, with Married to Medicine. Do you regret it, though? Like with all the ups and downs, do you regret it? Do you regret going on the show?
I don't regret doing the show. So when I first decided to do reality TV, I said, you know what? I'm going to do reality TV because I want to represent the women that I feel like I am. Because when I looked at reality TV, I didn't see that woman on there, you know? So I was like, I want to do that. Plus, I had other businesses. I wanted to leverage the platform. And I thought reality TV was going to be an opportunity to really show the world Lisa Nicole, the life of a mother, the life of a doctor's wife, the life of an entrepreneur. It showed it. But what they focused more on, like, they don't talk about all the philanthropy that we were doing in Haiti. They didn't want to show that. No. But they wanted to focus on marriage issues. They wanted to focus on conflict within the group a lot.
Messiness.
Messiness, you know. And a lot of times, actually, they would try to downplay the businesses that I have. I really don't think that it really showed me as the powerful businesswoman I am as much as it showed me the married woman that had a husband that had some infidelity.
Totally got that. Didn't
you
y'all
did?
get that?
Did
yes.
you?
I saw someone, I remember Dr. Jackie saying, like, we're not going to get Lisa because she's so busy. She's always flying. I always got the impression that you were super busy. You were like, you know, just a super good CEO. That's what I got.
That's good.
It's, you know, it's funny that you say that. I got to tell you my favorite Lisa moment. I have to tell you my favorite Lisa moment.
Okay.
You guys, this is awesome. Okay, so the moment where Lisa and Quad, you know.
That goes down in reality TV
Yes, I love it.
history.
The moment where Lisa and Quad are speaking to each other at a restaurant and you throw a glass of water at her. And according to her, I didn't notice this, but according to her, you threw the glass and the glass breaks and she gets a little scratch or whatever. It's not so much that the glass breaks, but I watched this like 4 times. You know, I rewind it, watch it, rewind it, watch it. We totally, like, my whole family watched this. You said, you Tennessee hood rat bitch. So you know you're in Tennessee, right? You know you're in Tennessee. You know I got to call you on that. Sometimes when you're in the moment, you got to say whatever you got to say to them. If you a Tennessee hood rat bitch, you a Tennessee hood rat bitch. You going to own that today. Was that your finest moment?
We all can go there.
Oh, honey, you got that right.
We try to take the high road. We try to keep it cute. We try to keep it classy. But there are some areas that you don't cross. Don't mess with my family. Don't mess with my man. Don't mess with my money. Or you're going to meet Nikki.
Not only did she get Nikki the voice, she got Nikki. Nikki was fighting and everything. Are you actually friends, like, for real, with any of those girls?
No.
Is anybody any friend?
We're castmates.
Okay.
Okay. And that was the mistake I made. I really thought Heavenly and I were starting to develop a friendship.
Girl, why?
I invited Heavenly to come to, like, the Women's Empowerment Network events. I introduced her to a lot of the women in my sister circle.
Yeah, because she's, like, really big into those type of philanthropy.
Was trying to kind of expand her circle.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, gotcha.
Right? And so I extended an olive branch. It was so funny. She invited me to go to an event that Oprah did when she came to Atlanta.
Okay.
And so I was like, sure, I'll go, you know, and she had a really great seat. It was right, you know, in the box. And then I was like, Heavenly, I think I want to go sit in my seat. And she was like, why? I was like, because it's right there on the front row. And after the show, I'm going to go back and I'm going to talk to Oprah and Gail. So do you want to go?
Right.
And she was just shocked. And so, because I was really coming to support her and I was grateful and thankful that she had extended an invitation. But, you know, so it's like Heavenly and I were, in my mind, developing a real friendship. But she's very strategic. And there are some areas that when we talked, I was like, listen, on television, we can go at it because you know they're going to want some drama, but just there's some areas that don't go in there. Don't go to those areas because it's not going to be nice. So, and she kept going to those areas. And that's when I realized.
Securing her spot on the show.
Yes.
That's what it's about.
And there's some things that I'm just not going to do for a paycheck. All money
Right.
ain't good money, you know? And but some people on reality TV will do anything to
Right.
keep that check. And the fortunate thing for me is that I had success before reality TV, and I'm going to have success after reality TV.
Ain't that the truth, honey? They don't call you the millionaire maker for nothing. You know how they kind of, you guys talk to the camera every now and then, and even though y'all may have had like a good moment, they'll come to the camera and they'll be like, oh, Lisa Nicole, gosh, she was bitchy that day, or God, I didn't like her outfit, or whatever. How is that? How'd you reconcile that when you saw it on camera after you went to an event with these girls and you thought everything was cool, and then when you see the show, they're saying little snide remarks?
So in reality TV, you actually live through every experience 3 times.
Okay.
You live through it when you're filming it, you live through it when it airs, and then you have to live through it again at the reunion.
Okay.
And every time,
Oh, that reunion show ain't nothing nice. I don't know why y'all go to
it drums up emotions.
that. Right.
And like there were things that my husband said that were very stupid, and every time I would watch it, we would end up having another conversation. Like, really?
How do you deal with that? How do you deal with like all the feedback? Because, you know, I've been on the Twitter page. I've seen everybody has something to say, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. It's none of anybody's business, but, you know, it's out
If
there.
you're not a strong person,
Yeah, how do you do it?
reality TV can eat you up.
They say it destroys relationships.
There's a lot of marriages that have ended up in divorce because of reality TV, because the things that are headline news are divorce, and I mean that is like major headline news, you know. And so the producers know that, and for them it's all about the ratings. So
Did you know that from day one? Did you
No,
know
I
they
did
wanted a
not.
salacious
I did not.
headline versus giving a damn if you made it as
I really thought when I went into reality TV they were going to show my world and my life. I had no idea that they would manipulate things.
That's the main word.
You know, I think the most disappointing thing that happened while I was on the show was the gay guy showing up and making that accusation about my husband.
Right.
And that was completely manipulated. But the issue is once they put it out there, 50% of the people are going to believe it, and you got to go in and do damage control. Now, we sign up to do reality TV, not our husbands, not our children.
Right.
And that kind of thing affects everybody. Kids are cruel in school. What are my kids dealing
think
with
about that.
when, you know, people are calling their dad gay?
Right.
You know, and my husband is not gay. And we accept your orientation. What you choose is your prerogative.
Right.
We don't judge. And so it was really disappointing that my castmate felt the need to bring someone in to make that statement on
Which
camera.
one did it?
Quad.
Quad.
I really, really, really did my best on that show to take the high road.
You did.
I did not want to
did.
roll in the gutter. I mean, sometimes I went in and came right back out, and you know.
Do you think you were cast as the target? Do you think that was intentional? There
Okay.
always is like that person.
So what happens in reality TV
yes, school
is
me.
they really feel that there's a formula.
Okay.
So in most shows, you always have someone that is the dumb girl.
Okay.
You have someone that is the good girl that kind of balances everybody out. There's a formula, right? Because the more personas they can put on a show that the world relates to, the more people are going to watch.
Right.
So unbeknownst to me, I really think that I was kind of casted to kind of be the rich bitch on the show. But that's not
Not the good girl?
that's not who I naturally
You don't think
am.
you were cast to be the good girl? I feel you were like the good girl. Y'all didn't
Well,
feel she was the
I
good girl?
feel that's who I was because that is
No,
who
that's what
I
I
am.
saw.
But I think that what they did is they kept trying to provoke and hit to bring the bitch side out. Because on TV, usually rich is also associated with bitch.
True.
Okay?
But all of you guys were supposed to kind of be rich. I don't know if that's true, but everybody was supposed to have money. Okay, I don't want to count anybody's money, but I'm guessing you make more money than your husband. Okay, so you were a big deal by
That's
yourself.
how I got casted because I was a doctor's wife, but I made more money than the doctor.
Right, you were doing your own thing, making millions and doing your own thing. This is what everybody wants to know. Are you going back?
I took a break this season.
You needed to take a break.
I took a break
It was
this
time.
season. Yeah, I needed a break because one thing that I was certain of is I was not doing reality TV to lose anything that I had built. I wasn't looking to lose my marriage. I wasn't looking to lose any of my businesses. And if I'm going to do something, if I don't love it, then I'm not going to do it.
Right.
I love my life. I love what I do. I also was not going to continue to subject my family
Right.
to what they were trying to do. And I mean, they are determined, because there's also a role that they cast the men on the show. Most shows have someone that they're kind of classifying
Right.
as like the pretty boy, you know, cheating in the strip club kind of persona, and that's the persona that he fell into. And now,
So
don't
everybody
get me
kind of
wrong,
is a role.
everybody
So they
has
kind
a
of
role.
stuck Darren in that. You're right, because they just totally played on that.
He was the Apollinita of Married to Medicine.
Oh, good point. Okay.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty much. Now, I gotta say, my husband gave them plenty of ammunition. You know, I mean, it wasn't like, you know, he was just not saying dumb things. It was, I mean, the strip club was like total blindside. I'm
Right.
like, that event happened right after Quad and I got into it.
That felt so like staged. Or
Oh,
something.
it
Like, why
was.
would a random stripper come up to you? How did she even know who you were?
Okay, so I gotta give you guys the
Please
inside
do. That
scoop
didn't
on
even make sense to me. Like,
situation.
yeah, how did she know?
So, Darren had been in the strip club.
Okay.
Okay. And the producers knew it.
Mm-hmm.
Evidently, he must have been there when one of them was there. Okay.
Okay.
So what the producers knew is that I didn't know that he was in the strip club. So what had happened is homecoming had come, his brothers had come in town. They, after hanging out, went to the strip club. It's a pretty common thing in Atlanta, right?
Right.
Okay.
It is Atlanta.
It is Atlanta, right?
Yeah, for the food.
Right.
Right. You
That's
go to
what
the strip club
every
for the
man
food.
says, the
That's what
food.
they say.
Yeah,
It's for
the
the
food
food.
is
Those hot
really
wings. It must be like
Right.
5 stars.
Every
Okay.
man will tell you the
Yeah,
food
the
is
food.
good.
Yeah,
Right?
that's why they go.
Right. But Darren never told me that that's where they went to hang
Right.
out. So that scene was set up right after Quad and I had our incident.
Okay.
And during the incident with Quad, she was saying, you know, your husband's a cheater, your husband's got all these illegitimate kids, and that was absolutely not true.
Right.
So you saw Lioness Mama Bear come out when I threw the water in Quad's face. Literally a few days later, this scene happened. So I come to the strip club, and I didn't even want to go.
I gotta tell you, she was passing out her card to the strippers like, you guys, there's a better life out there. Let me lead you to the better life. I can do this. Here's my card. I can teach you how to build wealth.
I did.
You try, Captain
I
Save a
did.
Hoe.
Let
Okay.
me tell you, when I walked in there, the energy I felt
You
was.
felt sorry for them.
I did.
Oh.
I did. And it's not because I was judging them, because really, if that's your thing, that's your thing.
Right.
So I started talking to all the strippers, and I was just like, well, how did you get into this? You know, I just wanted to hear one of them say, I've just always loved exotic dancing.
I just wanted to be a
I just
stripper since I was
wanted
a little
one
girl.
to tell
Yeah,
me this is what
that's
they
everybody's
really
dream.
love doing. But not one told me that. Everyone was like, you know, I got to pay the bills, you know. My mom was a stripper. And so I was just
Okay.
like, well,
That's a
I literally said, well, how much do you make a night, you know?
Right. How much did they make?
So the girl told me she made like $300. And I was like, 300? You doing all that for $300 a night? And I literally was like, well, let me tell you about what I did to pay for college.
Okay.
And that's how I started talking about the business. Well, this particular girl, I hit a sensitive spot.
Oh.
Okay?
The one that ran off of the
approached
mouth.
me, right?
Okay.
Okay. So she actually was there paying for school. That's why she was stripping. And so when I was trying to give her an alternative way to pay for school, it just kind of struck a chord, because deep down she knew she should be doing something else.
Right.
Nobody in her family knew that she was stripping. Now this is how I know, because God doesn't make mistakes, right? So she came up to me, she said, well, how's Darren? And, you know, the whole argument ensued. But after the fact, I was leaving a restaurant, and as I was leaving the restaurant, she was coming in. And the first thing she said when she saw me was, I am so sorry.
So somebody put her up to that.
She was put up to it. Actually, one of my castmates did
Like,
it.
totally, like how, oh, was it the white girl?
Yes.
What's her name?
Jill. She actually asked the stripper to come approach me on camera in the bathroom. And the stripper actually told me when I ran into her at the restaurant. I was walking out of a restaurant. The stripper was coming into the restaurant. And she actually was like, I'm so sorry. You know, yes, your husband was in there sometime, but he's not a regular. And when he comes in, he's not like one of the guys that's like making it rain. He's sitting at the bar, you know.
So they made up this
So
big, elaborate thing to get you.
But guess what?
What?
Whatever I said to her struck a button or a nerve to the point that she stopped stripping.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Let's talk about other TV opportunities. What else is going on with Lisa Nicole Cloud?
So when I decided not to do Married to Medicine, it was for a number of reasons. One, I just needed a break. And I heard God clearly say, your time is done on this show, but your time is not done on TV.
Okay.
And I was very obedient and I, took a break. And sure enough, other opportunities have come along. So we are in production on a new talk show.
That is awesome.
Yes,
Is
yes.
it like a panel or is it just you?
No, it's a circle of women, and it's not like a news desk where we're sitting around talking about issues, but we are talking about real things that women want to talk about.
Okay.
Okay? It could be your marriage and dating and relationship. It could be about balance. It could be about sex. It's like that girls' night out, so we're sitting around on the couch just kind of having real conversation. And so it's really fun.
So
and
you've
I'm
moved
super
on.
excited about it. Yeah.
You moved on and moved up.
I am.
Moved out, on, up, side to
And
side.
I'm very excited about it. It'll be coming to
Yes, when is
real
it coming
soon.
out?
It'll be out sometime in 2018. You never know
Okay,
when the
that's soon.
networks are going to put it into production, but yeah, I'm excited, and I feel like it's more my genre.
Okay.
I mean, reality TV. I'm not the drama queen. I mean, I got a really full life. But I'm not going to get on there. I don't want to fight. I don't want to constantly be in arguments,
Right, that had to take a toll on you.
It
constantly,
does.
because when the cameras are off, you're still thinking like, that bitch just called me such and such, and I had to fight her and I had to throw water. I mean, that has to go home with you and like take its toll.
I was just telling people today, you got to be careful the people you spend the most time with. You're the sum total of the 5 people that you're spending the most time with. So you really got to think about, are the people you're spending time with, are they productive? Are they positive? Are they, focused on making a difference in the lives of others? Or are they superficial? Are they focused on pettiness? Are they focused on mess? And reality TV kind of put me in that other world, and I was doing it 5 months out of the year. And when I looked at my other businesses, I actually, instead of seeing some of them increase, I saw some of them either plateau or even take a dip.
Because you weren't there to.
I wasn't there to
work it.
really work it aggressively. My time was spread out. And honestly, at the end of filming a season of reality, you just need a break because you are drained from all the drama.
Right.
And so, I'm not the type of person that keeps myself in toxic environments.
I'm looking at you because you're super cute too.
Thank you.
Is this a Lisa Nicole?
No, this is not a Lisa Nicole. Normally I'm always in Lisa Nicole, but today I did not wear Lisa Nicole. I don't know why.
And that's okay. You have a boutique.
I used to have a boutique. I
Okay, you don't
actually
have a
had a boutique in Baltimore. I'm sorry, in Buckhead, in
Okay.
Atlanta. But a brick and mortar is really hard because you
Is
got to
it?
be there every day. Nobody's going to run your business
Like
the
you
way
run it.
you'll run your business. And with everything I do, all the travel I do for my other businesses, I just made a decision that was something I had to move off of my plate. And so I still focus on wholesale. When we first launched the Lisa Nicole collection, we were 100% focused on wholesaling to boutiques and letting them retail the merchandise. And so that's what we went back to, doing trade shows, doing fashion weeks. We did New York Fashion Week. We
Ooh,
did
okay.
LA Fashion Week. I was invited to Cannes Fashion Week. So, we are definitely into just building a fashion house brand.
Is it still business couture?
I can take you from the boardroom to the ballroom. And so we do have a new collection coming out called Boss.
Boss, okay.
Right. It also goes with my new book that's coming out, Boss.
Sell it, baby. Sell it. Tell us
And
all about it.
Boss stands for Believer of Supernatural Success.
Okay.
So I talk about my mindset and how I can still I dealt with the reality TV, but if I didn't have that mindset going in, it is definitely something that could take your toll. If I was not confident in who I am and knew who I was before I got on that show, knew what my marriage was before I got on that show, it could be your demise.
Right.
And so, you know, I always tell people, someone's opinion is not your reality. It's just their opinion. And if they got an issue, that's really for them to figure out. Don't take that on. So I share a lot of these principles in the book because those principles apply in life. Everybody's got something to say. A lot of times you're around people that try to keep you where you are and not really let you fly because honestly, they don't want to see you leave them behind.
Right.
Marriage is fine. It's not easy. And it's certainly, after the show, we actually had to go do counseling.
Yeah, and I
had-
can get it. I
yeah,
can
I
understand that.
mean, because they were bringing out some very raw emotions. You know, you can experience infidelity, and it doesn't matter when it happens. It can happen before marriage. It could happen in marriage with, you know, an inappropriate call or conversation. You know, it doesn't have to be sexual to be infidelity. And when you go through that, it takes its toll, and, you know, we had to go through some counseling.
Will that be in the book?
No. Only because I finished the book before all that kind of happened. I've kind of been working on the book for a while.
There it is.
Yeah.
Lisa Nicole Cloud.
Yay.
Oh my God, you have
Yeah.
been amazing. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for
Thank
joining
you.
us.
Well, I loved it. Anytime I come to Tennessee, I'm
Tennessee.
coming to hang out with you.
Oh, okay. I got you on film for saying that.
Absolutely. I love it.
Oh.
I love when we can just sit down and talk about real stuff and not always all the drama. I mean, it's fun sometimes to talk about it, but let's talk about how we can really make a difference and make impact.
And make some money.
And make some money, girl.
Right, honey? Oh, that's what I'm talking about. I am Kia Robinson. I'll talk to you next time.